Do you ever want to rest but end up feeling guilty instead? Like your body is tired, but your brain won't let you. There is actually a real reason for that, and it's your nervous system. So let's talk about it. I'll be honest, even as a therapist, this was one of the hardest patterns for me to unlearn, and something I'm still practicing each and every day. For so long, the story in my mind was that rest was something I had to earn, not something that my body needed and that I could simply choose. Every time I started to slow down, I started to feel like a jolt of panic, like there was something else I should be doing. I started to learn that the problem was less about my busy brain and more about my body. When you grow up in environments or even have seasons of life where being productive is responsible and required and keeping you safe, our brain starts to wire to understand rest as a threat. We learn that rest actually becomes quite uncomfortable because it requires us to release responsibility, to let our guard down, to trust that things won't fall apart, to believe that we're allowed to exist without performing. And for a lot of us, those things can feel really dangerous. So when you go to rest, your mind isn't failing. It's simply protecting you. It's doing exactly what it learned to do. It's important to understand that the guilt we hold surrounding rest is not cognitive, it's narrative. It's a story we've developed that we continue to tell ourselves. Somewhere along the line, we learned one of these stories. Rest is lazy. You should be always doing something. You can rest after everything is done. Spoiler, it's not ever always done. Or other people's needs come before yours. Those stories don't just disappear because we suddenly logically know better. Oh, how I wish they did. That's why I always say you can't outthink a story that your body believes. I'll say it again. You can't outthink a story that your body believes. When you finally start to slow down, your body might register it as unfamiliar, unsafe, unpredictable, unlearned, or even like you're falling behind. That sensation, the tightness in your chest, the buzzing in your ear, the urge to get up and do something, that's your body speaking to you and saying, I don't know how to feel safe being still. In my work and in my own healing, I've learned that we have to work with both the story, so what's going on up here, and the state, what's going on in here. When we look at the story, so top-down psychotherapy, it's important to start to ask ourselves, whose voice told me that rest was wrong? Is this story mine, or did I inherit it? Then we have to acknowledge the state, bottom-up psychotherapy. This is done by supporting your body with gentle cues of safety. Exhale longer than your inhale. Soften your shoulders. Put a warm hand over your heart. Participate in slow, rhythmic movements. Ground your feet and really be present with it. And don't forget that new story, reintegrating, talking to ourselves, we're safe now. When your body starts to feel safe in rest, the guilt will dissolve. Here are 2 practical tools that you can start to weave in to your day-to-day life to help really increase the safety and start to rewire the story around rest. The 2-minute permission pause. Set a 2-minute timer and do nothing. Even if you feel guilty, give yourself permission to just exist for 2 minutes without doing anything. Allow your nervous system to begin to learn safety, even if it's really brief. If you've never done it before, it may actually feel really hard. The second technique is micro rest rituals. And this is helping familiarize ourselves with the feeling of rest. I like to sprinkle these as little snacks throughout the day or the week. 1 can be sitting in silence for 30 seconds. 2 can be as simple as stretching your spine. 3, take a really slow sip of something warm like your tea or your coffee. 4, place a hand on your heart and take a few deep breaths. This is not inherently deep sleep or rest, but it's allowing yourself to build the skill and the permission to slow down, to pause, to not go a million miles a minute. Small reps can create big safety. A reminder that if rest feels uncomfortable, there is nothing wrong with you. It just means your body learned to survive by staying on. And in that season of life, it was probably needed, and that did keep you safe. But we're no longer there. So now we're starting to teach it something new. You don't have to earn rest, you just have to relearn safety. If this was supportive, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next Sunday.